Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Friday. I'm in the office. Hope you guys are grinding forward in your lives, staying on your program, mind, body, and soul, daily discipline, lifestyle management. This is how we get through every single day. Let's just tell some stories. Talk about Santa Cruz, I guess. Every Friday night, not every Friday night, but Friday nights during the summertime, nice weather, lots of people will be out on the block. This is Beach Flats Barrio, gangland. They would have raids. I mean, it wasn't every Friday night, but it could happen. You just never know. Saturday night, you just never know. You've got to keep your eye out for those vans. They show up in white vans. And it would be a mixture of law enforcement. They'd have the local city cops, the sheriff's green team, the gang task force, and then the crash crew or whatever. You know, they'd have a few different law enforcement groups, and they'd show up with their vehicles out of nowhere. And it's the type of neighborhood where a lot of people are outside all the time. A lot of guys, you know, they sleep in apartments with 6 and 7 different people in a one-bedroom apartment, so they're sleeping in shifts on the floor. They don't have a bedroom or anything. They got a couple hours that they can go and sleep on the floor up at that place. And that's how a lot of people live. So you spend an unusual amount of time outside. And one of the cool things about that neighborhood was they had so much food just right outside. They had the corn person selling corn. They had the tamale ladies. They'd sell tamales. They had this old lady down the block. She had a little door. Her door didn't even look like it was like regulation-sized door. And she was a real fat old lady. And I always wonder, how does she get in the door? But you go knock on her door for $5, give her a $5 bill. She'd take your $5 bill, shut the door. And you'd stand there for like 20 minutes and wonder, is she coming back? Fuck, she stole my $5. She'd come back, open the door up, hand you a plate, paper plate with tinfoil over it. You had no idea what's in it, but it's going to be good. And that thing would be heavy. She'd hand you like this fucking 4-pound plate. You're like, oh, Jesus. Half the time, I lived half a block from her. I could see my bedroom window clearly. I would just sit right on the curb, right on the dirty curb, right out front of her apartment with gang members walking by and just sit there and eat that fucking plate up. It was so good. $5, home cooked meal. There's all kinds of food outside. I found myself on certain occasions where I'd realize, well, geez, I haven't left the neighborhood in like a week. We go drive around town just to leave the neighborhood. So there's people out all the time. And it's not all gang activity. There's kids playing and old people hanging out, but there's a lot of gang activity. And where I lived, my apartment building was sandwiched in between a community garden, which is really just, I mean, it was a legit community garden, although they didn't know what to grow. They'd grow radishes and crap, and then everybody had radishes for like a few weeks, because they're from, everybody in the neighborhood's from Mexico City. These are not rural people. They don't understand how to grow anything. And they're not patient enough to actually grow stuff, you know, crops that take a whole season. Radishes grow real quick. So you'd see like gang members with handfuls, big bunches of radishes. I wonder, what's everybody got radishes for? And they didn't know how to eat them. They just sit there, put salt on them and chew on them, take a couple bites and throw it on the ground. You'd see radishes everywhere. And then in a couple months, they'd figure out how to grow something else. But it would always be like a quick crop. And mainly the community garden was good for stabbing people and selling dope, hiding from the cops. It's right in the middle of the neighborhood. And then on the other side of the building, my apartment building, right on the other side, my window, my bedroom window, looked out to the basketball courts. So of course, there's fools in the basketball courts 24 hours a day. Literally on the other side of the glass, on the other side of my window, at any given time of day or night, if I in my bedroom and just look out the blinds, I'm looking at the back head of like 5 drug dealers, all guys that I know. So a guy gets stabbed right in my window. I heard this tapping, and I thought it was one of the homies tapping on my window. So I look out. Yeah, what's up? Oh no, I looked out at the wrong time. There's 2 guys just sticking this one guy. He slides down the window, and they're just sticking him all the way down to the sidewalk, and he's on the ground. You can just hear him still sticking him. It's like, geez, I mean, how many times you going to hit him? So there's always activity going on in that immediate area. Then people hanging out in front of the building, 25 guys on one corner, maybe 10 or 15 guys on another corner. People everywhere, you get it. So then the vans show up, pop, right on the end of the block. The vans come up, the cops, the different branches of law enforcement, the gang task force, and they storm the block, just start snatching people. Anybody from like 13 to age 70, you are getting snatched up. You know, a lot of people get away, but they get people, and they'll have, every time it happens, they'll have the whole block lined up with motherfuckers, lined up on the curb, in handcuff, lined up against the vans, lined up against the wall. There'll be 15, 20 guys lined up against the wall. Each one of them snapshot their photos, take down all their information, run their background, see if they have any warrants open or anything like that. Search them, of course, and they would take away people for minor offenses and sometimes larger offenses, and sometimes they would get guys that they've been looking for, or whatever. There's all kinds of rules, and some guys get out of the joint and they're not allowed to hang out with certain people, and they find them there in the raid. It's a violation of their parole or whatever. So they would fill those vans and take motherfuckers away. I never got busted in it because I live on the block. My out would be to show my ID. That's one way you could get out of it. If you had no drugs on you, no open warrants, you weren't actively engaged in something illegal that they caught you doing, you didn't have any weapons on you or anything, you're totally clean, and you had an ID that said you live in that apartment right there, they have to let you go. Sometimes, if you're down the block, you're not right out front of your apartment, and the raid happens, and they just swarm. They jump out of those vans so quick and just start grabbing people. You run up into somebody else's place. And I've hung out in an apartment full of 15, 20 guys. I don't know who the fuck these people are. I mean, they're from the neighborhood. I kind of recognize them, but I don't really know them. And you're all just looking out the window waiting for the shit to end so you can go back outside or go home or wherever. I tell you, people ask me all the time, do I miss California? And I don't. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss Santa Cruz at all. Thanks for watching.